Pull up. Hey, this is the pull up show. We still got the key in the dough.
Welcome to another Tony and Tony All Things Podcast.
This is the pull up edition.
Pull up.
Gotta make sure this gets in the frame.
You know what?
I mean, you had your Clemson on last week, right?
Yeah, I almost got up and got it. I
Oh,
said,
no.
I don't even feel right now. I don't even feel right.
Bobby, make sure he doesn't get up. Okay, thank you. We got our security guard, Bobby, over here.
Yeah, Bobby, you on my payroll, so don't come over here.
Bobby said, still got the key in the dough. So, all right. So this episode, we are doing Around the ACC. And I guess starting off, I just want to ask, who is really standing out or breaking away in the ACC?
Well, who's really breaking away is Virginia. I know it's obvious because they're number one in the ACC, but they really are truly a rising shiner that I really thought wasn't going to do as good. They have some games coming up that I believe are going to make or break them in the last three games versus Virginia Tech, Duke, and Wake Forest. But really, I'm surprised. I mean, FSU is now last in the conference.
Wow.
Clemson rose up 2 spots after beating North Carolina. And I'm not too impressed with Duke just yet. I don't think they really had a chance to be tested on anything. But this week they're practicing against Georgia Tech. If they win that, then I'll really be surprised. But Virginia, Georgia Tech still standing strong up there, of course. As you can see, they're winning a record. I'm really starting to see a difference. Of course, we got Miami, but Miami is number 2 in the States. So,
Yeah, I feel you with that. I mean, I think Duke is 3-0 right now in the ACC.
yeah.
So, I mean, so is Georgia Tech. So, I mean, that's going to be a great game. I'm definitely going to have to pencil in to watch that one. And like you said with Virginia, how real is this Virginia surge? Like, can they actually ride this through?
Yeah, they have a strong possibility of riding this through. They got Washington State, which isn't a divisional game or a conference game. They got North Carolina, which if somehow, some way they lose this game, I don't know how they could, but they lose that game, then things are looking a little shaky. But they still are only got 1 loss in the season.
That's true.
They'll probably be going against second, or let's say Duke wins or those things. They could beat Duke and have a tiebreaker and still be number 2. Or if Duke beats Georgia Tech and they beat Duke, they would win the tiebreaker. So Virginia right now is on an amazing upward streak. With everybody keep losing, they could also have a chance to make the playoffs. They're at number 19. They got a few SEC schools that are playing. You got some Big Ten schools that are playing. Once those teams take each other out, even if they don't get into the ACC playoffs and get their spot, they still have a chance to get into the playoffs.
Yeah. You know, that's the thing I love about the ACC. It's like you never know.
Yeah.
It's like 1 week it's this team. But then if they lose, then another team jumps in there. And then if you actually beat that, it's like it's always going. You know, I mean, especially as we talk a lot, or at least I keep bringing it up about last year with Clemson, you know, you never know. And then you got Clemson. I mean, they're talented. You know, they won last week. Where do you see them in the ACC coming up?
Like, where do I see them ending? Or
Yeah, or where do you see them in the next couple of weeks? Do you see them sort of moving up in the ACC polls?
It's hard. It's hard because these next couple of games I see people playing, it's a lot of tiebreakers if the Clemson team doesn't win all their games out in this conference. I mean, they're sitting behind, realistically, if Cal, Louisville, Pitt, and Stanford and Virginia Tech lose, they're tied with them in the ACC right now. And the only way they can contribute with any of that is by beating SMU. If they beat SMU, then at this point they taking down someone who's 1-0, and they could potentially win any side of, type of tiebreakers over them or anything like that. But you're really asking a lot. You're asking for they can only determine two people to really take their first losses in the conference, which would be Duke and SMU. At this point, they had a chance with Georgia Tech. So it's like, if any game they should have lost that wouldn't really have put them into a hole, would have been Syracuse.
Yeah, that's true. Now let me ask you this: what do you think? Who's the dark horse that could come out of nowhere?
I'm going to stand on it.
I'm thinking. I'm going to. No. I'll let you go because I want you to steal mine.
No, go ahead.
I'm thinking Louisville. I mean, they're 1-1 in the conference, but they're right there. They're right behind SMU. So I don't know. I'm thinking Louisville could be the dark horse that sort of just sneaks in there some way.
I have said it in the beginning, and I know their record isn't good. I'm still going to stand on it. Virginia Tech.
Virginia Tech.
I got them because they're playing against Miami. They're playing against Virginia. They're playing against Louisville. They're playing against Cal. They're playing against these teams in the ACC that if they come out and win against these teams, they have a potential to the game change like they did last year against Miami. They have the potential to do the things that people are like, huh? I would never expect them to come and do a close game. I really do think Virginia Tech is going to be a dark horse coming up forward. I mean, they lost us. They basically
they lost to Old Dominion.
Give it a break. Give it a break.
That's the basketball team, man.
But this is the ACC. When I saw the Clemson play against Syracuse, I thought it was a guaranteed win. And Clemson was fighting back that whole time. When I saw Georgia Tech against Clemson, I thought a guaranteed win. And Georgia Tech is now ranked and is in the top. So I can't give these ACC teams any type of downplay or whatever, because when you think the game matters most for a team to win, that ACC team that shouldn't be winning beats you.
Yeah. Actually, I mean, that's a good choice. I mean, because you look at, even though they lost to Wake Forest, this could be a power move for them. I mean, okay, you got Georgia Tech, which is ranked 13th. Like I said, my dark horse is Louisville. But then they also got Florida State, who's currently ranked 25 right now, Miami, 2nd, and Virginia, 19th.
They have all the undefeated teams in their schedule.
Yeah. I mean, this could, if they can run away with this, they could be in the top 10.
And let's be honest, Wake Forest almost beat Georgia Tech. So I can't take any of these ACT teams for granted, because for some reason when they play against each other, it's like they're playing like it's 0-0. Like they haven't lost a game, they haven't won a game. And I mean, Virginia Tech beat NC State, which NC State has only one loss in the ACC conference right now. So I can't take for granted Virginia Tech, especially when they play all the powerhouses.
Yeah. And I'm looking at this. I'm like, I'm over here saying the dark horse, Louisville, they got Miami on the 17th.
Yeah.
That could be scary. So hopefully Miami takes care of business on that one.
We all hope.
And hopefully I could be wrong on my dark horse since Miami knocked him out. But hey.
You better hope, man.
But right now I'm looking at it. Let's see. Conference play. We got Virginia ranked 1. Duke is 2nd. Georgia Tech, which is, like I said, mentioned, they're ranked 3rd, but in AP polls, they're 13th. And Miami 4th, ranked number 2 in the AP. And then you have SMU, Louisville, Cal, Pitt, Stanford, then Virginia Tech. And then you can go on from there, but you get the picture.
Yeah, there's some teams right now that we're definitely looking good. If Clemson can beat SMU, take them down a notch. I mean, if we can realistically get every team with one loss, then Clemson can start looking at a better situation.
Yeah. I think you look at Cade for Clemson. When Clemson's at his best is basically when it flows through him. You know, when he's
Yeah.
making the great reads, he's really taking control of that offense. And then also you got Carson back, and these are just some of the highlight players in the ACC. Court Carson back, you know, right now he's playing top tier. You know, especially with this last game, but not in the fourth quarter. Just erase the fourth quarter. Defensive leaders, you know, you have Virginia and Georgia Tech. They're sort of leading the way as far as defensive. Also, we got to speak on Hayes King of Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a dual threat. What do you think about him?
I think, honestly, in the collegiate sport, he's going to be really difficult to deal with this because he generates so much of that offense, if not all of it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it will translate well into the NFL. I don't see that. But what I do see is him being so versatile with not just knowing when to be aggressive, but also understanding for a lot of quarterbacks that you don't need to do the big play, but you do need to recognize where you are on the field. Haynes Kings does this really well. What I mean by that is there will be times where, you know, you'll see Cade or you'll see Arch Manning want to throw that deep ball to that wide receiver because they can just see it. They know it's there. They're going to trust that wide receiver. But they'll be looking at the down like, okay, it's 2nd and 6. I'm going to try to just get 3 yards, make this more manageable. It's not really a check down, but we're going to try to hit the easy wide receiver. Or I'm going to pick a little bit more yards up with my legs. Even though I see that guy down there one-on-one, I could throw that, but I won't. He makes situational calls that not only progress the plays that the offense is getting, but making the defense tired, but also good clock management.
Right.
And I feel like that's really important, especially when we look at a team like Clemson with Cade, where it's like sometimes I question the clock management. We have the ball a lot of times, but we're not too hesitant or not too hastily to get down the field, especially when we're behind.
Right. Yeah, I think with him being sort of like a dual threat, pass the ball, run the ball, very effective. It's like sometimes it's like he's playing bully ball, you know, when he's running. And I
Yeah.
think they thrive behind him running the ball.
Yeah.
It's not like a flashy, you know, like the Florida State sort of quarterback, but he's very effective in picking the holes. And especially, I mean, he's getting those third down plays. Yeah. If you're a defense, I mean, he's a pain. So I really like what Georgia Tech is doing with their offense with that. I think something else when I think about the ACC that's kind of interesting is since the ACC sort of shift to like their live replay and broadcasting, I think people are enjoying that.
Yeah.
You know, where they're taking you behind the scenes. You know, what do you think about this play and everything? I think that's grabbing a lot of media attention, and I'd be interested if other conferences sort of piggyback on what the ACC is doing with this.
Yeah, I feel like it is a good thing going forward. I just hope it doesn't become more of like a distraction or a media pool for what they're doing, because a lot of these schools who aren't the the powerhouses of that division conference of that conference is they don't get a lot of shine and a lot of accolades. Like looking at Kevin Jennings for SMU, 13 touchdowns, 1,400 yards in the season already. You don't get a lot of behind the scenes about what he's doing. SMU is kind of that team that gets brushed away, but they get brought into the light, especially when it becomes their rank, but no one watches that game.
Right.
So you kind of hope that it just doesn't go into the bigger schools, that all schools get to it, and then it becomes more of a normalized thing within the next couple of years of these other powerhouse organizations or conferences.
Yeah. Also, I want to ask about what do you think about, Belichick and what he's been doing? I mean, he's a big name coming in here with coaching college. Is he more of a distraction, or is he really creating some value for the ACC, or is it just more of a distraction with everything that's going on?
You said
Bill Belichick, with him coming into the conference, coaching North Carolina, is he more of a value to the ACC because he's bringing eyeballs and he's bringing media attention, or is it more of a distraction because of the situations that he has going on, and also with, I mean, their defense is bad. I mean, he's supposed to be a defensive guru, but this is terrible.
yeah, I feel like Bill Belichick isn't really much of a distraction, but he definitely gives the ACC more, I guess, more TV time. You could say that. Like when Deion Sanders comes in, you're just kind of like, oh, I'll watch Colorado because it's Deion Sanders. Oh, I'll watch North Carolina because it's Bill Belichick, even though no one watches North Carolina. So I wouldn't really say that he's more of a distraction. I'd say he's more of a caveat to watching more ACC games. But for him, his first year, I mean, I wouldn't even fire Bill Belichick off the first year because first and foremost, it's like you're one bringing in a lot of money to the team. Two, all this transfer stuff, you're just like, okay, I can reshape this team. I've only been here a year. I've only been able to put together a small group of guys who want to be here. I think it was something around like 20 plus transfers or whatever. So you get into that point where you're just kind of like, okay, this is a new team, new organization, new thing. Give it breath and give it time like you did Deion Sanders.
Yeah. Oh, no, I see it as, at least for me, I don't see it as a distraction, but it's kind of annoying in the sense of you expect a lot more from the players because, I mean, he has NFL coaches that are on there, that it's on his team. And you're seeing, especially the defensive play, people don't know where they're supposed to be. They're not hitting the gaps right. Cornerbacks are just missing reads. They're getting shaken down by tight ends. I mean, it's not a good look. So I think when you look at it, it almost kind of reminds you of, like you said, Colorado. You expect more when you have this type of top tier coaching. And it's like they're not getting it out of the kids right now. So, but I think to wrap up the ACC, I think the ACC is at a pivotal point. You got your top tier teams and you got your mid teams right there, which who knows, those mid teams can actually make a run for it themselves. And actually, like we mentioned, with Clemson, if they can win out, who knows where they could be. And I think Clemson got SMU coming up, don't they?
Yeah, they have SMU coming up next.
Yeah, so that's going to be a good game to pencil in. I think with that, we'll finally get a chance.
They have them actually coming up in 2 weeks, my fault.
In 2 weeks? Okay. So of course, going to be watching that game to see because I'm curious to see how SMU plays.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's going to be a good matchup. I think other than that, I think kudos to both Miami and Clemson winning last week. And I still think this is probably, maybe they're moving up to the second best conference now.
We'll see. I guess we can see in the next couple of weeks. Once these games go down, I see some, I guess, closer games or more fight or some unpredictable things. then I can really decide. Because I won't lie, this transfer portal has definitely been helping on ACC's conference strength.
Right, right. I mean, I would definitely put them up there as the second best conference to watch on Saturday. You know, I still probably go SEC, then ACC, and then Big Ten. Probably most exciting to watch. So, with that, guys, that is our wrap up of our rundown of the ACC. So, join us next week, and hopefully, you're gonna be wearing your Clemson.
I will order a whole new one.
But as we leave, Miami.
I got purple on Clemson.
Thanks again for joining us on Tony and Tony All Things Podcast, the pull-up edition.
Pull up on me.
Make sure you take that mic away from him, Bobby. Thank you.
It's still here.
All right, guys. Peace.
Pull up. Hey, this is the pull up show. We still got the key in the door.